What's up, everybody? It's your girl Des, Just Des TV. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for clicking the video. Also, don't forget to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. Yes, we be telling it all over here. So we got a couple of things to unpack and just discuss today in this video. Let's just discuss it, child. Let's get into it. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're going to be discussing Monica and Brandi tour. The boy is mine. That's what's up. I love Brandi and Monica, child. Love Brandi and Monica. Love that. I love the two album renditions back and forth, child. I even love The Boy Is Mine Part 2. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Chris Brown showing up at Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby shower. We're going to talk about Jarule's daughter getting married. We're going to talk about Young Thug and Kid Cudi. We're going to talk about more stuff, child. More stuff. And y'all already know how I roll. Y'all already know how I roll. We're going to talk about some light stuff first. Y'all know. I do light first. And then we're going to go into the heavy, wavy stuff. So, the other day, a 19-year-old girl named LaKaylia Taylor. She was arrested and charged with Pum because her brother, they went to the store. This is in Michigan, in East Point. They went to a Foot Locker over there. They had seen someone that they were kind of like rivaling with. I want to say 4 guys rivaling with them. It wasn't no big thing. Initially, it wasn't no big thing, but after a while, they got to arguing. The brother and a couple of guys got to tussling, and some pums was brought out. Apparently, the 4 guys, this is her lawyer saying this, and it's all alleged. The 4 guys had a pum. She went, after she seen her brother tussling with them for a little bit, she went back to her car and assumingly picked up the brother's pum. And that's when she came back and she fatally, put 2 of them down, and then the other 2 was wounded. They got her on video showing that she kind of like pum homeboy point blank, and then the other one, while he was down, she pum to him even while he was down. I know that's a lot to unpack in the beginning, but we gonna still, there's more. So the brother also was charged with temporary evidence, which I'm assuming probably the GUN. He took it and did whatever with it, allegedly. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. And then they also set her bail at $2.5 million cash surety. So she has to have, they had to come up with $2.5 million even just for her to get bailed out. It's not a 5% or a 10%, child. They want all the money. Give me the money. Show me the money. It's not something to laugh at. It's not, and I'm just making light of it because this is kind of like a heavy situation. She was only 19. So for her to be 19 and be charged with literally capital, first degree, actually, not capital, but first degree, red rum, it's not good. Her whole life is gone. She was emotional in front of the judge, but the prosecutor was not buying it just because of the look of the video. And, it sucks. They went to go buy probably some sneakers. They probably was in line for some Jordans, child. We never know. It didn't say in the article, when I read the article, what in particular that she was, that they were there for, but I'm assuming that they was there for clearly to buy some sneakers because it's Foot Locker, but I don't know what kind of sneakers. So I'm just being silly. And, but it's nothing to make light of. A lot of us, people, like, I kind of like was put in that position myself one time. And not to say too much, but almost it went down the same way. So it probably would have been the same thing. But the dude who was arguing with my dude, the two dudes that was arguing with my dude, he kind of like noticed me and he left. He was like, yo, let's just go. Let's just go. You know, and like because I wasn't going to stand there and let him get jumped, but you know how it is. You know how it is. But it can happen to anybody. Anybody could be in that situation. Anybody could be in that situation, and I just feel for her because she's only 19. She got her whole life ahead of her, but now she's serving. She's gonna be not serving. I'm not gonna call that on her, but she is now up against life and possibly the death penalty because of this incident with her brother. And then her brother also got arrested as well. You know, so it's like 2 lives in one family taken. So I don't know if y'all didn't hear of it. Y'all probably get the full. I mean, I don't know. You head over to the People's website and then get it from. You can get the full story from there. But that's just pretty much the breakdown of what happened with her and her brother and at that Foot Locker. And then I wanted to discuss it and bring light to it because a lot of people tend to take matters lightly, especially in certain areas. This is in Michigan. I don't know how if Michigan is like Chicago or like Cali, like one of them places in Cali, but it seems so if they had an ongoing beef for a while. But I don't know. I just wanted to talk to y'all about it, and we're gonna move on. So Kid Cudi and Young Thug. So y'all already know last week Kid Cudi had to testify in a P. Diddy's case. And after he testified in the Diddy's case, a couple of people came out saying that he was a rat. Mainly Young Thug. Now, I don't know what beef Young Thug and Kid Cudi have from the past, like previously, but a lot of people outside of Young Thug was calling him the same thing. Now, my take on it is, and this is all my opinion, allegedly, some people get subpoenaed and they have to go because you cannot fight a subpoena. Did y'all ever stop and think that he was probably subpoenaed and you really can't fight a subpoena and say you're not going to go? And he was technically, he was not being a rat because this story did not break until Cassie told it. We heard about the situation back in the day when it happened. We never knew what was affiliated with it, who was affiliated with it, who actually did it, or whatever the case may be is. And we wasn't privy to that information until Cassie said it in her court case. Now, once she said that in her court case, I don't know if y'all know how the subpoena works, but once she said it in her court case, they were absolutely gonna subpoena him to come and testify about that situation because it adds more charges to the charges that he already has. You know, so I don't understand. And Young Thug should know better only because he's not new to how the system works. He's been arrested before. So I'm actually surprised that he would even take this take and even comment it out loud or put it on a blog, post it on a blog somewhere to call this dude that. Now, Kid Cudi came back and he kind of like made a statement, but he didn't really address Young Thug. And I'm going to let y'all hear it and then we're going to come back and talk.
Hey guys, so I just want to say, man, I've been seeing all the love and support, and I just want to say thank you so much, man. People been hitting me up the past week, just checking in, and even today, and it really means a lot to me, man. You guys are the best. I love y'all. This is a special situation. I'm glad it's behind me, and yeah, I love you.
All right, so now that y'all heard what his statement was, it pretty much was a thank you for the support and not really addressing the fact that a lot of people came out and called him a rat. Even though it's not justified, I don't think it's justified for them to call him that because of the circumstances in the situation. But he did release that video thanking people for the support because he's standing alone and he's been standing alone for the longest. And if anybody know Kid Cudi's character, Kid Cudi is not confrontational. Kid Cudi, he lives in a world. He's like Pharrell, I would say, and he lives in a world all by himself, like not by himself, but like he's a creative and he's not for the rah-rah, for the smoke. That's why it never went nowhere after the situation happened. So he's pretty much alone dealing with the backlash from the public because of the fact that he had to testify against Diddy. Again, he probably was subpoenaed. They're not probably they probably not releasing that information to say that he was subpoenaed, but I'm absolutely sure because of what she had in her documentation regarding that situation, they subpoenaed him. I don't know. Y'all drop that in the comments to let me know if that is the case, because that's what I believe, but that's still my opinion. I might be wrong, and it could be other opinions out there, but drop that in the comments and let me know. We can argue in the comments, chat. We can talk about it in the comments. Let's move on. So, Jarule's daughter got married. So, Jarule's daughter, she got married on May 23rd, 2025. It was about 250 guests. She is his oldest daughter. She is 29, Brittany Atkins. And then her husband's name is Tevin Aiken. How ironic is that? Atkins, Aiken. So she goes from Brittany Atkins to Brittany Aiken. He's 31. He's a business owner and a contractor. I don't think it said how long they had been together. I don't know how long they've been there, but they're married. They had a beautiful wedding. I'm gonna put some pictures up here to show you guys the wedding, the pictures, the cake, and everything. It was beautiful. Jarule looked so happy, so pleased to walk his daughter down the aisle and give her away. I'm sure this dude is capable of to take care of her, because he wouldn't have been so happy if he wasn't. They said fireworks was set off at the end, so that was a beautiful thing. I think that's great. They do that in a lot of Chinese dramas and Chinese weddings and Korean weddings and stuff like that. So it's a nice addition, a special occasion. She says she's looking forward to having a baby soon and starting a family. So I think that is great, getting their house and together and stuff like that. She planned most of the wedding. Can you believe that? Even on the wedding day, up to the wedding day, she was pretty much the wedding planner. I was like, wow, that's a lot on her shoulders to actually be there. And then her dress was so beautiful, but that was a lot on her shoulders to be the bride, be the wedding planner, and then still look so beautiful on that day. Her dress was amazing. The wedding was a great Gatsby's theme. And if you don't know that era, that was like in the 1920s. It was, just look it up, The Great Gatsby. And those were like Harlem Nights. If you don't know The Great Gatsby, and you know how they did parties in Harlem Nights, if you ever watch Harlem Nights and you see the parties that they did in Harlem Nights and how they were dressed, that's pretty much the era of The Great Gatsby. So just for reference, even if you don't know any of them, just go look up Harlem Nights and then go look up The Great Gatsby. But I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's wonderful. Especially if that is her first love or whatever the case may be. And we don't really hear anything about Jarule and his kids. We seen her when she was little, but we don't really hear much about them. So this was a great addition to my show. Anyway, let's move on. Chris Brown showed up at Rihanna and ASAP's Rocky. Now I'm assuming that this had to be before he went to London and got locked up, because this came out after though. But this had to be before he went to London and got locked up. And it could have been an old picture, but I'm gonna put it up here so y'all can see. But he showed up, and I'm sure he's probably just offering his condolences, because at the end of the day, they have not spoken for years. Since the incident happened and she broke up with him, they haven't spoken for years. But I can't front, in this picture, ASAP Rocky was giving him the side eye, child. He was giving him the side eye, like, boy, you better get out of here. But yeah. So that was a beautiful occasion, and y'all already know, I think it was old too, but Cardi B also sent her a beautiful gift for her baby shower. And this is Rihanna and ASAP Rocky's third child, and I'm thinking this is the third, 3 under 3, so this would be 3 under 3, because I don't even think their first son is 3 yet. And then they had the other baby, and now she's pregnant again. So she's enjoying mommyhood. Fenty Beauty is popping. It's good products. Everybody love Fenty Beauty. We don't think she getting another. We don't think we getting another album from Rihanna. Child, Rihanna is moved on. She's a billionaire with her makeup line, so she ain't trying to be in a booth doing nothing. She making babies, child. She's making babies. And then y'all also know that her dad passed away recently, but I'm gonna talk about that in another video. Or yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But yeah, her dad also passed away recently. So, you know, there's a lot going on Rihanna's side. So we're going to wish her all the best, you know, with her baby, you know, getting through with her dad's situation. Yeah. So, child, I don't know if this could be, is it connected to the release of her husband? Let me shut up. I don't even want to call it. We're not going to do no conspiracy theories over here. Okay, so let's move on to our final story of the day. And this one is a great one as well. It is Brandi and Monica did I say that already? No. Brandi and Monica is doing The Boy Is Mine World Tour. I'm here for it. Y'all here for it? I'm definitely here for it. Child, I love, like I said in the beginning of the video, I love Brandi and Monica. I love Monica more, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I love to hear it. I would love to hear The Boy Is Mine. The Boy Is Mine has been a favorite of mine for a long time. I have loved that song, both of them. The first one and the second one, both renditions on both albums. I loved it for a while. They're also going on tour, I think, with Kelly Rowland, Moni Love, and some other high hitters. So that's always gonna be a great show to see, because they gonna R&B it down. You know, those are R&B divas. They gonna R&B it down, child. I'm excited to see that concert. Anyway, let me give y'all some specifics. They will be in Charlotte, North Carolina in November 13th to be exact. And in October, they're going to be in some places as well. They're going to be in Chicago and Cincinnati and Ohio. Y'all drop that in the comments to let me know if y'all going to attend that concert. Child, the OGs. Let me know if y'all going to attend that concert. I'm here for Monica and Brandi. I love them both. You know, this is a staple in our community back in the day. And I'm looking forward to seeing them in concert. I might consider going, child. If I'm here, I'm not going to be here, but I don't know. I might consider going. We'll see. Y'all let me know if y'all gonna go. Ticket sales, y'all can check Ticketmaster as always for the ticket sales. Y'all can always check Ticketmaster for the ticket sales. So we'll see how much it is. Y'all, we'll see. And that is my spiel. So I will see y'all. And I thank you guys for stopping by. I will catch y'all on a comeback. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.